It was in 2003, actually. I met my fiance, now she's my wife, Rachel. We met at Victory Family Church, and it was love at first sight, I guess, maybe from my end. And I remember just being high on life, just enjoying my new engagement with my fiance. And I remember this one particular day in 2004, in the winter of 2004. It was a beautiful day. It was winter, but it was like 50 degrees and sunny out. And I just remember just grabbing my keys, and I hopped in my car, and I was going to go see Rachel, and we were going to go out and have some fun. And when I was on my way, there's a hill that I always had to navigate on. I was going down this hill, and I began to fool around with the radio, and I took my eyes off the road just for a second. I took my eyes off the road. And I ended up plowing into the back end of this car. My head hit the windshield, and then it hit the dash. And I really didn't know how injured I was, because there was such an adrenaline rush that came over me that I wanted to make sure that the person that I hit was okay. And I ran to the car, and I remember just asking this person, it was a woman, I said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I looked, and there was blood all over my hands, and I had blood coming from my head and my face. And it's amazing how everything from going just fantastic can change like that. They finally dismissed me and had me leave. I was able to leave, but I was under supervision through my family for internal bleeding. And I remember the doctor telling me before I left, he said, "You're going to be in a lot of pain. Hopefully you don't have any internal bleeding, but you have this massive head contusion, and because of the force of you holding on to the steering wheel," because I had an airbag but did not deploy, I did not have my seatbelt on. He said that it would be like maybe a month, maybe 2 months of me just like being completely stiff, not being able to walk or move at all. I grew up in a Christian home, went to church every week. My church that I went to was a very good church, but they didn't emphasize on healing. It wasn't until my early 20s that I got sick. It was a rare, a weird sort of illness I got. And the doctors didn't know how to treat me. And I remember God miraculously healed me in that experience. And I remember going back to some of the folks at my old church, telling them about my experience and how God healed me. And I remember they weren't as enthusiastic as I was. So I wanted to find a place that shared my newfound belief that Jesus heals, that He heals today. He's the same today as He was yesterday in biblical times. And I remember I found that with Victory Family Church. Immediately started going to healing classes. I remember I would spend hours on end listening to audio teachings on God's Word concerning healing. After the car wreck, there was a lot of fear. I remember just having all the fear of, am I ever going to be the same again? The same week that I was in the accident, Rachel came to the house and she said, "I'm ready to pick you up to take you to church." And I said, "I could barely move. I could barely walk." I said, "I don't know if I feel like going to church." She said, "Just come. I got a feeling that God might have something for you. Let's just go." There was a woman that came up to me after the service was over, and she said, "I really feel led to pray for you." And I said, "Sure, I'll definitely accept your prayer." She said, "I heard you were in an accident. I want to pray for you." So she laid her hands on my forehead real gently. And I remember when she prayed for me, I said to myself, I am going to receive this. And I remember immediately I was loose. My whole body relaxed, all my muscles, my bones, everything was back to normal. My head contusion that was massive on my forehead healed and scabbed and fell off all in one night. I knew that God just performed a miracle in my life. Jesus is healer.